Well, if you go to one of these Tea Party rallies, they're actually the happiest people you would ever want to meet. It's almost like going to a state fair, to a family reunion. They take their own time at their own expense, figure out how to come to one of these rallies, bring all their friends with them, because it's like-minded people who love our country and want our economy to work again, and they're really forward-looking people. What they're concerned about is the next generation. They really want to leave the country better for the next generation. They're really a wonderful group of people.
And the irony of Americans doing the right thing, which we have been doing because of that discipline, the self-discipline that we have imposed on ourselves, whether individuals taking care of their own debt with credit card companies or businesses paring down their debt, streamlining their operations, unfortunately firing people, which hopefully will be hired back sometime. But the government not only is taking claim for their success, which they don't have the right to do, but they're also about to kill them with tax increases and regulations.
They are. The tax increases are astounding, and what we've been hearing coming from not only Paul Volcker from the President's administration, but also from Alice Rivlin, they are looking at the value-added tax, and this is one of the scariest taxes there are. David, I'm a former federal tax litigation attorney, and this is a very bad tax. It's analogous to a national sales tax, but it adds a level of taxation at every level of production. It's a hidden tax because it won't show up on a sales receipt, and what's worse, anytime government needs more revenue, they just dial up the amount of money that they plan to tax, and it is a boatload of money. So if, for instance, if a consumer went to buy a bar of soap and they were expecting to pay $1, with a value-added tax, you'd add somewhere between 20–25% if you're looking at the European levels. And so you'd be paying about $1.25 for the bar of soap. So the consumer thinks, well, I guess the soap manufacturer raised the price of soap, and they're angry at the manufacturer. They're not angry at government, but it's government that's causing the item to be so expensive.
Well,
and it's all for government's benefit.
Every dollar that goes to the public sector is removed from the private sector. I mean, the government sector doesn't generate its own income. They get it from us. In other words, the private sector will have $1 less for every dollar the government spends to create more jobs or create more businesses.
Well, you're right, and that's the civics lesson that all of America is learning right now. The government doesn't have any magic money trees in the backyard. There isn't a huge vault filled with greenbacks that we can go into. All of the money comes from the productive sector in America. That's real people with real jobs working very hard. And so for government to exist at all, it has to take away money from real people. And that is a very important point to remember, because government is living real large right now, and living large at the expense of people like who you said are being very efficient with their money and dialing it down. Government needs to do the same and take a lesson from the American people.